The reason why I want to know which one is the ground, now there is a 4 wire, so I assume there is 2 components in this pump. There might be a sensor, there might be a signal, who knows, but since we have a motor, it says motor, so we need a power and ground. The main power, I'm gonna assume again that it was the one coming from the fuse, the green one. So now we're gonna need to find the ground, and once I find them, I'm gonna disconnect the harness, and with the key off or whatever, it doesn't matter, I just go to the motor itself and see if I have an open circuit inside, and if I do, then I'm gonna call a motor. One other thing, when I disconnect the harness with the key on or the car running, I want to see if there is any other codes are going to be generated, and from those codes sometimes we understand what component inside that motor. So I think that's a good strategy. Let's do it. Also, before disconnecting the harness, what I'm doing right now, I'm watching the live data and I'm just tapping on the motor to see if it's going to draw current or not. Since the code comes right away, that means, I think it means that this motor needs to be on with the key on or with the car starting, at least. So, alright, let's disconnect the harness. Alright, harness disconnected. Now this switching went to inactive, which is diagnose module tank heater active. Okay, so we have a heater inside. Now that's no good. Why? Because a heater also needs a power and ground. So let's check those here. Okay, that plastic, aluminum. I need metal. This is metal. Okay. The green, we said it's power. Let me probe on the blue. The blue, and again, I'm barely touching it. I'm not shoving it in. 3.47. Let me probe on the one next to it, which is the purple, I believe. The purple is 3.4 also. That's interesting. We're gonna have to go to see the blue and purple, what they say. Let me probe on the green and orange. This is crazy. The green and orange also 3.4. What the hell? Is it because the harness disconnected? That's why? That's kind of like a default strategy. Let's scan and see what we have, what codes. Read codes. EVAP leak detection pump heater circuit open. EVAP control system changeover valve control circuit open. So 3 components inside: heater and a control valve and a pump. Okay, so the 3.4. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so it's a how is it? Is it a common power from a fuse, and then those 3 are controlled by the PCM to activate whichever? In this case, I don't know which one it is. The only way that I know is by cutting these wires one by one and see which one triggers, like assign the wire that I cut to those codes and know which one is responsible for the pump, and then from knowing that I can do what I suggested earlier. Let me think about it. I don't know if I have to do some crazy or not, a crazy thing like that or not. Oh, by the way, I didn't share. So when I said I'm gonna call the owner, I did call him. I talked to him. He said no. He called me right away. He said the car was sent to him from Michigan, and he put me on a conversation call with the person that sent the car, And I asked him, and he said yes, somebody looked at it, but it wasn't a pro. I told him, yeah, I know that from the way he probed on those wires. And he said, if you need, he just said, if you need that pump, I'll send it to you. I don't know what that means. And they started talking to each other. So the owner of this car told me, if we need it, let me know. So he sent it to us. And if that pump is available, why not? You know, I'm gonna tell him to send a pump. Let's try the pump, because the pump control circuit open detection pump. Control circuit open. Control circuit open. Yeah, man, that's, yeah. I'm gonna do more digging on all data, and if I find anything, I will change my mind and of course record another clip. But for now, I'm calling a pump. You guys stay tuned for the repair. I guess I don't know if we're doing the repair or not, but we'll see. So I decided to take it one more step. Now, we said inside, my theory for the design, I don't have any diagram for the internal of this pump, but I think it's 1 power and 3 grounds coming from the PCM. So if we assume that, I am doing ohm check on the green, between the green feed. The green lead is the green pin, and the yellow one is, in this case, is the green and orange, and we have 35 or 36 ohm. Let me check the other pin. This is the one under the green, which should be the blue and gray. With the blue and gray, we have 30 ohm. The last one, which should be the purple and orange, hopefully I can find it. That's the hardest one to find. Yeah, I think I'm on it. And we have an open circuit. You see it? I think I'm in, right? I cannot see. Yeah, I am in. We have an open circuit on this one. So I'm gonna assume that, so when you plug it like that, so that's the purple, What does the purple say again? The purple, come on. The purple, OSTDM-P. So P, we have P, and we have V, we have C. We have P probably pump, V is valve, and C is, it should be H for heater, but hey, we're getting close. And at least that's, I mean, that probably confirms my theory. We have an open, I mean, what, hold on, the heater is a winding, the valve is a winding, and the pump is a winding, so we should have reading in all of them. A pump is bad, I am calling a pump. That's some bonus footage, huh? Some good bonus footage. But yeah, let me call the owner and see if I'm going to do the job. But if I'm not, thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that little notification button for videos like this. I really appreciate it. It's the second day and the customer got an aftermarket unit. Although I told him do not get an aftermarket, they're not gonna last. At this point, I gave my advice. I don't care if he uses a aftermarket or original, as long as it is going to be compatible to be within spec of the required, and turn the light off. Other than this, it's his issue, not mine. I looked at the video from yesterday, and we're comparing the new one, or the new one I should say, to the older one. So we had 35 reading, 35 ohm between the green and orange, and with this one we have 33.4, which is fine, I guess. Now we're going to test between the green and the pin under it, which I believe we had 29.5. So 30 ohm before, now we have 28. That's closed. Now this is the moment of truth. With this pin we didn't have any continuity. Okay, I already see movement. We have 88 ohm. That's the difference between the new one and the old one. All right, so let's put it in and see if that's gonna be good enough to fix the issue. All right, so here's the pump, the new pump on the bracket. So what I did, 10mm wrench, 2 bolts, 10mm, one right here, one right here, and a T30 star bolt, 2 bolts right here. You'll be able to lower it down, and then I used a pick like this one and I insert it right here, and I pushed it up a little, and while pushing I pushed towards the outside. Did the same thing on the other side. There's 2 of them, and you'll be able to pull it out easily. And then I was able to lower the pump and then use a needle nose pliers to release this hose. So we're going to do, oh, and after that there's a what is that? T20 for those 3 screws in the back. And this is the old pump, and this is the new one. I'm gonna put it back. First bad thing about this pump, this new one, the harness locks in place in the original one, but in the new one, no, it won't lock. That's why I put it back in the old one. Just wanted to make sure that it's not the harness. No matter how much I push it, it doesn't lock. Okay, so that's a note. We have to tell the owner of this vehicle, you know, based on his decision of using some Dorman or whatever that is. And I told him specifically, do not bring Dorman or any cheap brand, but hey, people are responsible for their decisions. All right, let's put the key on and see if that code is gonna go away. Right, so I just did a quick erase for all the codes in the vehicle. Now let's start it. Check engine light went away. Let's go to engine control module. Trouble codes. Fast and hold. Break codes one more time. Do a couple of key cycles. I know it's irrelevant, but put it in gear just in case. Some components need to be put in gear to activate, but I don't think this is one of them. You'll never know, since we didn't read anything about it, so we have a little information. I am going to call this a temporary fix because I absolutely have no faith in this pump that he got me. Well, it's on him. If it fails and he has another one, he's gonna get charged one more time for replacement, because I insisted on not using aftermarket, especially on a Range Rover. If it was a Ford Chevy, I wouldn't be comfortable, but I would take less I would show less insistence on using the OEM. Always OEM, to me always OEM, but some cases you can, I guess, go aftermarket. Not this one. I mean, from the beginning the harness is not plug-in, and from movement only God knows what's gonna happen there on how long will it take it to release. But for that moment, I'm gonna call this an end to this video. Thank you so much. Please stay around for the next video. Have a good day.